We're coming to you from riferadio.com. We are talking about Survivor tonight. I am your host, Zach DeLuzin, and my co-host, Brad McMichael. How you doing today, Brad?
Hey, Zach, I'm good.
Good. Well, it's a sad day, isn't it? We lost one of our favorites. We lost Taylor tonight. How do you feel about that?
It is a little sad. He definitely was an entertainer. But just as sad is we've lost the true location of the food source, right?
Right.
This entire episode was about the food stash, essentially. You know, from trusting people that knew about the food stash to sharing the food stash to eventually voting someone out because of the food stash. There was an entire episode devoted to it.
But it was so serious about this food stash, too. And I understand that food is serious on Survivor. I understand that. But it's just so funny how careless that Taylor is. I mean, I was laughing so hard this whole episode.
and how important Adam found this, you know, that Taylor is going, he can't rat me out because I got something on him. Like, you know, he can't talk about the food stash because I've got something on him. And the other way around, it was like leverage. It was just absolutely
But you know what?
So.
You know what was funny about it was that it really, I mean, I know we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, but it really tore up Adam at Tribal Council. It was really funny how he reacted to it. And he really, I mean, the vote wasn't going to change. It was going to go how it was going to go. But he really did. He shot Adam on the way out. He definitely did.
He did. I
think
Adam
think it would work.
Reacted. You know what? I guess I would have reacted a little differently. I would have probably brushed it off a little more. You tried to play it off as a little less of a deal here. I think by him getting upset, it showed that he did find it somewhat important, and maybe he should have shared it with the group. So, and quite honestly, I have no idea why he wouldn't have. You know, Adam has been kind of sketchy in some of his gameplay throughout the season, I believe, and I think this was just another notch on the belt when it comes to that. So there's just some things he's doing. You know, he voted out Figgy, he turned against Taylor, but then he comes to Taylor and tells him a secret, like he's trying to rebuild it, and it was like the Taylor thing was already broke. You know, I mean, there was no real recovering from that. So why you would go and say that, I have no idea.
Well, I think Zeke said it best, where he just wanted to sit at the cool kids table, and he tried that for too long. Even after he screwed over Taylor, he still wanted to work with him so bad that he literally told him all his secrets.
Yeah, absolutely.
But let's get back on track here. So we get this at the beginning of every episode. We get, you know, whoever was screwed over basically talking about what happened. But the exchange between these guys is just so funny. They're like, yeah, man, that Adam, he's a real jerk. Yeah, dude, I know. I hate that dude.
Well, Adam comes out, though, and is he boasting a little bit? Maybe. I mean, things haven't always gone Adam's way. And, in fact, Taylor and Jay have tried to screw Adam quite a few times. So perhaps he probably was rubbing in it a little more than he needed to. But it's all in good fun. I mean, he was being honest. I don't know if that gets you very far in the show, but he was saying, you know, I don't know what to tell you, Jay, you're next. Maybe you could argue that gets you farther as far as jury goes. At least you told the truth, that you're just on the other side of the votes, and it is what it is. I mean, guaranteed way to lose jury votes is to, you know, say you're his best buddy and then backstab him. That doesn't ever seem to work out well for anybody. So
right.
And Taylor and Jay seem to be an emotional group of guys. So, I mean, I could see them definitely not voting for him in spite, but then again, I think I can anyway. I don't see Taylor voting for Adam at this point, or Jay, so.
Right. I don't know. It's so funny listening to those two talk to each other, and I'm going to miss that. But we also got... I thought this scene was a little out of place. Hannah talking to Jay about why she voted with the old people, or the Gen Xers, I guess you would say. We call them old people because we're not that old, right? We're technically millennials, I think, according to this show.
We are millennials, barely. I don't know if I can completely identify with them.
Well, we're right on that line.
Yeah, and I feel right on that line, to be honest, because I don't think I can I've always worked for everything my whole life, so I can't really identify with getting everything for free. But then again, we do kind of have that attitude of millennials on the easygoingness and things of that nature. So we're kind of that hybrid. But
YOLO, right?
yeah, yeah, dude. But if you look it, but if you look it up, I guess we are what we are, right? So.
Yeah. I mean, Survivor says we're millennials. We are millennials, and I
So,
am a full year younger than you. So
So my theory on Hannah
generational
is
gap.
we're getting these weird misplaced things because Hannah's gonna be our hero eventually. I think she's gonna
They're
go.
setting it up. They
Yeah,
wouldn't.
I kind
They
of feel
wouldn't
like
put
that
those
too.
scenes in there for no reason.
Yeah, and she talked about it. She's been watching Survivor since she was 14, and that was kind of cool. I identified with that. I've been watching it like forever since
She
season
said she's
one.
finally playing on her own.
Yeah, I mean that. How cool would that be? So
Yeah. I like seeing those people on the show because it feels like it's one of us out there, right?
exactly. So
All right, so next we had the reward challenge. We had Adam, Jay, Hannah, Jessica, Will, and Zeke on the orange team. And the purple team was David, Ken, Chris, Sunday, Brett, and Taylor. Purple team crushed it.
they did. The orange team just could not seem to get out of that net.
Well, they
And
had problems
shame on
with the
Hannah for
key.
that bad choosing of a team, right? I mean, you got to pick some strength if you're going to push a giant crate under a net.
Well, they
Um,
had Jay. They had Will. Will's pretty strong.
is
I
he?
mean,
I wouldn't say Jay or
Hannah, I
Will.
would say, I mean, she's young. Maybe she's not slow. It should have been more competitive than that. But my favorite part of this challenge is when they get to the end. They call it Bolo on the show, hillbilly horseshoes, whatever you want to call it, is basically what they're doing. And they
Yeah.
give it to Taylor. And I'm thinking, this is a backyard drinking game. And this dude is built for this part of this challenge. I don't know if he missed. I mean, he killed it.
We don't know. Either he didn't miss or they were stuck under that net for a really long
They
time.
just didn't want to show him miss.
Right,
They wanted to
exactly.
get that over with as fast as possible. But it was just, I mean, they killed it.
I thought it was a fun challenge. I don't know if I remember that exact one, so I think that was kind of unique.
I
I know
think
we
it's
get
new.
a lot of
I don't.
repeats.
I don't think I've seen that challenge before.
Oh. And I'm
We
sure Orange Team hopes to never see it again.
yeah, right.
So,
That
and,
was real.
and, and my favorite part actually was when Jeff was like, "Oh, will Orange Team catch up?" And Hannah, their team captain, is like, "No, we're not gonna catch
We're
up." I
not.
don't know if you caught that. And then Taylor throws it, and they win. And
Yeah, that
that
was
was
really. We don't have a chance.
right.
Very, very funny.
So then we get to the reward of the challenge, which was food, and
Oh,
Randy
and
seemed excited
cocktails.
about that. And cocktails,
And Brett decided he's like, I'm gonna take it slow. Nah, just kidding. I'm gonna get smashed.
and that's where I can identify with Gen X right there, because I feel like that would totally be me. I'd be like, I'm on an empty stomach, uh, I'm on Survivor. Let's get a buzz going, right?
Right. It will not take long.
So
But
and
here's something we got out of this episode. I mean, not to kind of breeze over this scene, but Brett got drunk. It was funny. But so we're seeing like, do you know who Sunday is? Because before this episode, I don't know if I did. Because she's basically not on the show until today. So
the
something's
Gen
going on
X
in the near
mom
future
chick,
because
right? Yeah.
she had how many confessionals tonight, and we've seen maybe one or two from her the whole season.
I think, I mean, we've been watching the show for a long time. We've both seen, for anyone listening out there, me and Zach have both seen every episode of Survivor to this point. I watched them in real time over, how long has it been? 17 years or something like that. Zach started like around season 15, but then binge
I
watched
started.
them.
I started with watching with you actually during Heroes versus Villains season 20
Yeah.
when we were in college, and that's how I got into the show.
So you're 14 seasons in real time plus 19 seasons that you binge.
Wow, is it that many? Holy crap!
But
This show moves along. But right, we've both combined seen most. I haven't seen every season. I will admit I haven't seen Guatemala or I don't know another one, but I've seen most of them.
Yeah. But I guess what I'm getting at is that I think someone like Taylor, you gotta. He's just interesting. He's fun to watch. I mean, maybe Sunday is that her name?
Yes, that's her name,
Goes
Sunday.
towards the end, but do we really want to focus on her right away? Because I mean, she hasn't really proven to be that exciting yet.
Well, the
You
only
know,
thing I can think of
I
is
have a
they're trying to
problem with
set
her.
up
I
a.
mean, she seems like a nice person and everything, so don't get me wrong, but she's not Taylor when it comes to you know amusement level watching her by any means.
And to me, I think they're setting something up for the near future. Obviously, she wants to vote out Jessica, right?
Right.
This is, this confrontation's going to come to the surface pretty soon because they wouldn't show that during this episode if that wasn't, something in the future. I just thought it was weird seeing her talk strategy since we have literally seen nothing from her yet.
So I guess one question I have for you though is maybe I've missed something, but we talked about earlier the Hannah scene being a little out of place with Jay going, why exactly was this in here? This scene to me was kind of strange too because I think I mean I get the show, they're like, oh well, this could happen, it doesn't have to be this, tried to make it a little mysterious, but we all knew it was going to happen. And uh Jessica, I'm like, why does Sunday want to vote out Jessica? Did they really explain this at all? Why? I mean, where did this come from? Is it because her eyes scare the shit out of everybody? Like they scare the shit out of me because they're always bloodshot and she looks like a vampire or
Well,
something?
she
Or
had pink eye earlier in the season.
yeah, it's definitely been a rough
Yeah,
season. She always looks like she's crying all the time. Just
her
like,
eyes are wide open. She's a little creepy.
I thought she actually got
But,
like a bacteria thing. I mean,
well,
maybe I guess pink eye is that, but it was
well,
actually pink eye?
she said a piece of sand went into her eye and then it moved to the other eye, but that's kind of not how it works. If it's
A piece of sand, you mean, didn't
uh
jump from one eye to the other?
exactly. Pink eye can spread from one eye to the
Yeah,
other.
most likely Taylor
They're
farted on her
in very
pillow or something,
unsanitary
and she got pink eye.
circumstances.
Let's
Right.
face it.
Right. So after that, we can kind of jump to the immunity challenge. Not much happened in between. We saw this Sunday versus Jessica thing when it was mostly Sunday versus Jessica. Jessica didn't really say anything about Sunday. And we saw a lot of Adam and Jay. Yeah, Adam and Jay. They were talking in the water, and they were talking about Adam was being very he he was being very not nice about the things that happened. I think we kind of talked about this earlier, but this is kind of when it happened.
Yep. Yep,
So
absolutely.
he came back, and the one thing I want to point out from this is it seems like not really anybody likes Adam. Like he's around, he's a number. He doesn't
Yeah.
seem to have a lot of support, and I think that's an issue for him going forward.
So me and my wife have this Survivor game we play with our whole family. We all have to draw names. We don't get to pick, which sucks. We all throw in like